Welcome to Micro, a podcast for short but powerful writing. I'm your host, Drew Hawkins. Constellations, Animal Bones, and Angry Colonies. This episode includes microfiction and poetry that casts an array of small particles across a canvas and finds meaning in the space between. First up is a poem with a certain level of distance from the narrator's own emotion, except for the title. It's called OK Florida. It was written by Lauren Milici and published by Longleaf Review. Enjoy.
Okay, Florida. Before the hurricane, we had a rose bush, an avocado tree, limes, the backyard where we hid plastic Easter eggs, buried the bones of small pets. Irma unearthed our time capsules, carried them into the pool. Among the floating, coconuts, branches from dead trees, pieces of our wooden fence. It needed repainting, anyway. The house, too. The front door, the garage. Nothing untouched by rain or heat. Our street, a row of identical homes, 2 dogs per family. Fireworks all the time, even after the storm.
Lauren Milici is a poet, writer, and pop culture connoisseur based in Metro Detroit. You can find her on social media at Motel Siren or on her website at laurenmilici.com. Our second piece, by contrast, is so filled with emotion that it makes a physical manifestation, vivid and unsettling. It's called Spores. It was written by Teresa Douglas and published in Bombfire. Enjoy.
Spores. The black bile of your anger coats my kitchen table. Sticky residue of our final argument. It clings to me, releasing spores, growing a viscera. A lattice of your intestines on the coat of the man I met on Tinder. A tiny colony of spongy spleen hanging delicately from a barista's beard. Everywhere. A fleshy prison, forcing me to peer at the world through the angry filter of you.
Teresa Douglas is a Mexican-American woman writing from Vancouver, British Columbia. You can find her on social media at Teresa Report or on her website at teresamdouglas.com. Our final piece is a prose poem at once epic and specific, modern and mythological. It's called Phlebotomy as Told by the Skin. It was written by Torrin Greathouse and was originally published in her debut poetry collection, Wound from the Mouth of a Wound, published by Milkweed Editions. Enjoy.
Phlebotomy, as told by the skin. Before we named the stars, we named the shapes their bodies made, sketched legends from the space between the light, imagined sparks into monsters and gods. Now you search for some simple myth hidden in my fragile skies. The inside of each elbow, needles soft entry punctured into a tiny constellation. Tell me, what faith did you find in their empty space? Named one arm daughter, the other wife. Imagine the gender and stretched soft skin are both just boundaries we pass clean through. And isn't a broken barrier why we're here? Again, still searching for infection buried beneath me, for what some man might have left behind. Isn't it clever, this medicine of take, the way they draw salt from inside you, try to find a body and a story in the empty space, lost in the constellation of cells, and like any good faith, a constellation is a map of sorts. See how you follow it into softness. But there's always an exchange. The hearts of dying stars reduce to iron. Their flame, the sudden redness of a wound, I mean to say the cost of light is hardness, fire clotting in the distant black. The cost of any constellation is the iron scars it leaves the sky when, at last, it ceases to burn. I mean to say, the cost of surviving into softness is this scatter of dead stars decorating our limbs.
Torrin A. Greathouse is a transgender cripple-punk, 2021 National Endowment for the Arts Fellow, and author of Wound from the Mouth of a Wound, published by Milkweed Editions in 2020. You can find her on Twitter and Instagram at TA Greathouse, or on her website at torringreathouse.com. Micro is edited and curated by Dylan Evers. Our social media is managed by fellow curator M.M. Kaufman, and the show is produced and hosted by me, Drew Hawkins. Our theme song is by Matt Ordez. You can find all the information about this episode's writers, their featured work, and the publications where they were published, as well as a transcription of this episode in the show notes. Find more of our shows wherever you listen to podcasts, on LitHub's website, or check out our website at micropodcast.org. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Podcast Micro. Thanks for listening.